Good.
Anyway, good afternoon. We are gonna begin. This is, first of all, I'm Larry. My name is Larry Rippey. I am the visual arts coordinator for the San Geronimo Valley Community Center. And what's going on here now is essentially our official second in our series of virtual artist salons, is what we like to call them. And what we like to do is we plan to do this every month, where we just do some kind of get together featuring either an artist or a couple of artists, maybe something around a theme. I see Pam and Para are here, who are our first in our series. And again, we'll be doing this every month, and you can always check back for future exploits of artists in the Valley. It's just really a way to get people together during these pandemic times. And I do say we are recording this also, so this will later be in our virtual video library on our website, so people can revisit these and take a look at some of these. If they happen to miss it, you can always tell anyone about that. Anyway, this time around, we're really fortunate to have an opportunity to display probably what's really a small portion of the archives of Harlan Floyd Sr. Many of you know, and some of you may have only heard a bit about Harlan. I never had a chance to meet him, but he's kind of a legendary figure. He was a home builder, but he was also a pretty incredible photographer and documented the life in the Valley back in the 60s and the 70s, and really, I think, truly captured the wackiness, the playfulness, and all the energy that went on, and that youthful energy in the early 70s, with that influx of people that came here and kind of created what we like to think of as the Valley. Anyway, thanks to the Harlan Floyd family and Hank in particular for the loan of some of these photos, for a chance for people to see them. We did a in-person exhibit back when we still did exhibits at the community center in the long ago days, some years ago, but we did an exhibit of many of the photos, but this is a chance for people to see them who probably never had a chance to see that gallery show. And I think Rebecca is just probably going to start this. Now, the thing is, again, I'm relying on a lot of other people to kind of say, oh, I know who that is. It's taken me a long time to figure out I knew some of these people, looking at some of the pictures and say, yeah, that could be so-and-so, 3 decades ago or more decades ago. But so anyway, let's take a look at some of these. And again, feel free to talk about them. This, I'm going to say, is obviously has to be Harlan Floyd Sr. And who did all the photography.
And Aquila.
Is the dog's name is?
Aquila.
Aquila, very cool. And this is obviously one of the family shots. I've got it pretty clear on who a lot of these people are. I see. Again, anyone wants to describe this, please feel free.
Laura, tell us about this.
All right. Well, okay. There's Joe next to the Irish setter, and then Glenn Woodruff, and then me, and then Pamela, and then Hank, and then my mother.
Whoa.
Oops. And then Aunt Mary. Oh, there's Chuck and Larry. Okay. Then Carol, and then the tall guy is some friends of Glenn Woodruff. He's the piano guy in San Geronimo Valley.
Yeah, what I read that his name was Fred the trumpeter.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Now the man in the derby, that's his name is Glenn, right? Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn Woodruff. Galen is his son.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and he's a pianist, and he owns a piano store in San Rafael.
Oh, so he's still in the area.
Yes, and they do piano tuning, fine piano tuning.
And what would be the, roughly speaking, the year here?
1973, and it's Thanksgiving, I think.
Ah.
So we were already in the Valley when that happened.
Very cool.
I want to see Chuck. See this guy named Chuck D. Graffenreid. Chuck is in the center. Yeah, he just waved. He's in this photo here next to the dog with the 76.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That was Fluffy.
Oh, so this is this Chuck.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my dog Fluffy, the white dog with the frisbee with 76 on it.
I'm assuming the 76 means that was the year, or is that not correct?
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you were early, Laura.
Very nice.
And then
I'm trying to fix it.
there's also Bill Muick. Just a minute. Bill Muick is next to the Zinc and LaRue Photographers sign. That's Bill Muick. That's married to Diane Muick and Christy Muick's father.
And that is this Hank?
Yes, with the saw blade is Hank, and Joe is with Aquila. And the
The
owners,
center guy, the one in the center is Larry Macchia.
Wow.
and that's your cousin, right, Chuck?
Correct.
And they were building the house for Mary Fusselman, I think. Fusselwood or Fusselman?
Fusselman.
Yes.
Wood, I think,
Yeah,
if I remember right.
up on Tamil Road.
Fusselman.
I just want to say the lighting on this is pretty incredible. And aside from the history aspect of this, I think we should acknowledge that Harlan was really a good photographer. He did some nice stuff, especially capturing, well, you'll see later with some of the more candid pictures, really capturing people kind of in a casual moment. And it's very nice. I'd love to hear about this. I know that what little I know is that this is part of the, what they call the Zinc LaRue Traveling Photographers. Wasn't this at the Holiday Art Fair when the Holiday Art Fair began?
Yes,
About 1969 or maybe thereabouts?
yes. The first year that they did it, I think.
Who's the tall guy?
That's Lee Berensmeyer.
Thought that was him.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And if I recall right, when we had the gallery show, Lee brought a camera on a tripod to put in the gallery space for the reception, which may be the same camera. I'm not sure.
Pretty cool, huh, Stella?
All righty.
Oh my. Does anybody recognize these people?
I do.
I do too.
We know who that is.
Do you want us to tell you who it is? It's
Yes.
Giacomini,
That's Gary on the left.
Gary Giacomini, and Lee Berensmeyer, and Jim Brown.
Yeah. And again, were all of these done at the Holiday Fair? This whole sequence of these kind of poses?
It was also in our living room for a while, so I'm not sure.
That was, your grandfather's there. Molly, I think we're gonna fall asleep, girl.
All righty. And that's, I'm assuming it has to be Hank, right?
Yes.
Where'd you get the bear from?
Laura, can you tell us anything about the bear, where that came from?
I have no recollection of that bear, so I don't know. But I know who this
That
family
belongs
is.
to our family.
The bear does? Well, we don't really, we never killed animals. We're not into killing animals. So I don't know where the bear came from, but this is the Young family. They lived up in Woodacre on Fire Road. And I believe that they co-owned the Lagunitas store in the late 60s.
Oh, what do you know?
And Richard Young, I think he lives up Centura maybe. I'm not sure. And Patty is sitting on the bear. Patsy. Okay. I don't recognize any of these people.
The nice shot though, with the cherub.
Go back to that picture. I think I know who it is. I think that this is the Freitas family. I think this is Megan and Nancy and Diane Freitas and their mom, whose name I can't remember.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you, Laura?
And Diane is still around here.
Yeah, Diane is, well, Megan and Laura are too. They're in Point Reyes.
I think we went to school with Diane and
Yes,
she's still around.
yeah. And this is Diane And I think this is Megan and this is Laura, but I'm not positive. At any rate, it definitely looks like Freitas family to me.
I'd like to say something. Can I be heard?
Absolutely.
Oh, these backdrops that you're seeing here, Harlan didn't have room for that wherever he was. So some of these, there were about 3 of them in the Bear. We had them in our gallery for a long time. And they came out when we had the Christmas art festivals. And I'll never forget when they first did the Zinc and LaRue thing. They were having such, Hank and Lee were such good friends, and they laughed all the time. And as time went on, and I hope you'll see some of the photographs, I love the comment that Harlan was beloved by all. I can tell you he was not beloved by all. And some of the wonderful photographs that were taken during the late 60s will reflect where his views were, personal views were, and Lee's personal views, and the story about where some of those photos, I hope, they'll show, you'll see where they were hung. And if we don't see that, I'll be sure to tell you about it.
All right. Thank you.
I'll save some of my remarks for as you go along. This is so wonderful that you're doing this.
I just want to correct, I said Laura, I meant Nancy. So you got Megan, Nancy, and Diane in that photograph.
Okay,
Cool.
all right. We know who this is. They were watching today.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Shall I say who they are?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Muicks.
Yeah,
That
both of them, my gosh, how we
Yes.
change.
Bill and Diana Muick, and David and Dan and Christy. They were on this Zoom earlier, so I was hoping they figured it out how to stay.
We're here.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow. Yes, you are.
Oh, huh.
I might add on that previous photo, I loved that photo because she was a student of mine down at the College of San Mateo. That's where we met. And
Oh,
she was a cosmetology student. We had a very large program for cosmetologists. And that's where she was in my volleyball class. This was for the cosmetologists. They were worn out by the end of the day. And they came over to my class at 3 in the afternoon. And I had this idea of what I was going to teach. All they wanted to do was relax and have fun. And all we did was play volleyball and chat and laugh. And the next thing I knew, she had moved to Lagunitas, where I lived. So we were neighbors. Wonderful folks.
so this is Joe Floyd, our oldest brother.
Ah,
And I don't know who the woman is. And Joe was on the Zoom also. Maybe he knows.
Who is that? Yeah,
That's Joe, our oldest brother, Joe.
okay.
Yeah, I saw Joe, but I don't see him now.
Oh,
oh, yeah, I don't. Oh, no, I do. Way down here. Looks like he's driving a car.
All right, let's move forward.
oh, this, okay, Dewey, stop. Okay, this is, does anybody recognize these people?
Yes. Oh, Barbara Scott.
Yes, Barbara Scott and Will, Mike, and Trisha and Bill and Nancy and Becky.
Oh, for heaven's sake, what a great photo.
Yeah,
All right.
Wow, I love seeing this photo of Barbara Scott. I
I
mean,
do too. Yeah.
that-
yes.
I wish he was here.
I know, this is incredible. She would love this, actually.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
take a picture of it.
I've had quite a time looking at these photos, trying to kind of rewind the tape from the person I know and trying to place them like, what did they look like, you know, a few decades ago? And I stared at one person that I know quite well, and it took me several days to figure out who it was. Anyway, so, and I looked at this picture and never once thought of Barbara Scott, and now I can't stop seeing her. So,
Right.
She's always had great fashion sense. It's showing now.
Oh, I know who this is. Okay, tell me when you're ready for me to tell you.
Please.
This is the Miller family. And Mr. Miller was, I think, a history teacher at Drake High School. And then there's Johnny Miller's on the bear,
Yeah.
and Peggy Miller, and I'm not sure the other Miller, their other names. They're a little older. And Mrs. Miller.
Now, Audrey Miller was on the board, wasn't she? Yeah, she was on the
Probably.
board. And did she also teach at Drake?
I don't know.
She
I
was
don't
on the
know.
board. I remember that. Yeah.
Wow. I have no idea.
Whatever happened to the little statue? That used to be at our place too. Where is that?
The cherub, huh?
The chair.
I think it probably melted. You know, it kind of got rained on too much, I think.
Okay, I'll buy that.
These people look very familiar.
Yeah.
I can't figure out who they are.
Oh, I know. Oh, Gene, remember.
Yeah, that face
I know that.
watching me.
Doggone it. Oh, shoot.
We can come back and some of
Lord,
them.
who remembers?
They look familiar to all of us. I mean, Larry and I both said the same thing.
Yeah.
None of us know who it is.
I'll be darned. Doggone it.
Well, we'll have to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know this one.
Fascinating. I'm sure some of these will come back to us in a couple of days. You know,
Right.
well, somebody had a nice dobro.
Hmm.
This is Jerry Long on the right.
Outside of the valley.
He's Jerry Long.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
He was with Diane Long, who used to live out here.
They had Kirsten.
And they had Kirsten Long.
They were the they had, country.
It's too late.
This one's been very intriguing.
Yeah. I don't know who this is either. I think a lot of these people came to the fair that day.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so they could have come from really anywhere, mostly from our valley, I
Yeah.
think.
In-
I
in
know
that-
who that is.
In that last photo, that wasn't Del Mew, was it? The artist?
Oh, that's
Oh.
a scary thought.
Who it could be, huh?
Trying to think, when did Maurice Delmew die?
Ooh,
It could be him, honey.
I will look into that.
yeah, let's take a picture of that one.
If that's Maurice Delmew, he is the painter who did the mural in the lobby of the community center back during the Great Depression. It was part of the set of initials associated with the WPA, one of the federal work projects. And he was a renowned artist at the time.
That's Kaylin.
Kaylin Ackerman.
Yep.
And that's when I used to.
I'm racking my brains. I'm racking my brains trying to think, who are these people? Who-
Can't believe it. That's Gene. I can't-
Yeah,
Oh,
look at Paul.
wow.
This,
I still have this, if anybody wants it.
Wonderful.
Oh, that is, I don't remember seeing that.
Wow, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, that's a great shot. I gotta have that one. I gotta have, hey, oh, that's you, Lee.
Photographer.
Yeah.
oh yes,
Oh, look at those sideburns, Lee.
yeah.
Oh,
And
Oh,
just out of curiosity, do you recall, I mentioned the camera that you brought to the gallery show. Do you recall if it was the old box camera or was it one of these or
oh, the
one of
bottom.
the ones that was used during the holiday fair shows back in the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, it was a box camera, yeah.
So it was the larger box camera that Harlan had in that one photo. Yeah.
Yeah, we still have that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now we're getting into the work photos.
Yeah. I think this is in Jean and Lee's backyard. And if you look in the far background, you see the electrician's kid in the background. He was way across.
Oh yeah, in the
woods
back there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I think, I think I
Oh,
believe
that's-
Hank was telling me
Yeah.
something about that.
He thought you
Is
were
it-
asking about a different photo and he thought you were talking about.
I
this
think
one.
Hank mentioned something about that, and it might even, is it Hank? Is the question.
No.
Someone else.
That's Joe in the foreground. Joe sitting with the saw,
Uh-huh.
and the woman off to the side, she was a belly dancer at the Renaissance Fair, I think. And she was married to Freddie Mejia. I can't remember her name. And then that's Bellway the plumber and the carpenter, and then Bob Nelson, and then the electrician. I can't remember his name. He lived in Woodacre.
Just, I don't know, if just, can you just show that before we look at this wonderful nude lady here? These stones here, we gathered them with the help of one of Harlan's sons, I think, from the streets of San Francisco. These are stones that came around the Horn. And
Wow.
San Francisco is getting rid of them. They had them in big piles at every street corner. And we piled our cars with them and brought them over here. And these go over to the creek. Larson Creek is right in back of Harlan here. And this is the background. And the trees that we had to cut down, these are the stepping stones of those trees. This was a big project. It was a big one. Delightful photo, delightful.
Tell me again, which one is Bob Nelson?
Bob Nelson is next to the electrician. I don't know right and left very well, but to the right of my father is Bob, and he's got the surveying instrument.
Wow. Yeah, I knew him when he was a good deal older than this, I guess.
Okay.
We got-
Okay. Oh my. So there's Bill Muick on the bottom with the woman's arm, and Ronnie Nelson, he was a plumber also. And then, who's the tall guy? He's in Point Reyes now, John Wheelwright.
Huh.
Look at Carol.
Well, that's a woman from Glide Memorial Church where we used to go. I can't remember her name, but then next to her is Peter Strinberg.
Oh,
He's an artist. He just passed away recently. He was in an art show.
is Peter Strinberg, is he the one in the top hat?
No, that's Wheelwright.
Well, then
And,
Peter must be,
and Peter is with the saw. He's about to saw on the naked woman.
Short guy.
oh, he looks so, because I think of Peter Strinberg as a very tall person, but,
Hmm.
and you
And
say,
then Walter's off to the side with the welding helmet.
I
He
see.
lives in Bolinas now.
I didn't know Peter Strinberg had died. I'm sorry to hear that. But
He passed away about a year ago.
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
he did some work with us.
Yes, he was an artist.
Yeah.
He was one of the Bagel Boys.
Right.
Hey, there's Chuck. Chuck's in there with the
I
umbrella.
got the umbrella very next to me.
Yeah. Danny Vanetta. Does anybody remember Danny Vanetta? He's off to the side. And then there's Joe.
He's
And then
the driver.
Yes. And the kid in the foreground, he was just
Yeah, they
walking
called him-
down the road. And
Matt,
um,
Matt White.
yes, yes.
Matt White.
And then later on, about 10 years ago, he published this in the IJ saying that he was a kid walking down the street, and he was always really happy that he got asked to be in the photo. So that's probably Thanksgiving.
Bonnie's son, Bonnie White's son, Matt.
I'm curious about where the house is. Rebecca and I were trying to guess where what house that is.
It's on Lagunitas Road. And I believe that it was Isabel Cook's house in the 1900s.
Oh,
And so you see that little bell tower on the garage?
Mm.
That was, they just made that for her garage. That's what I've heard anyway. It's not there anymore, but it's still around. It's just moved to a different location now.
Who's the man with the hat and the mandolin? Or
I don't know.
Well, so Laura,
Probably a friend of Carol's.
Laura, I had my youngest 16-year-old in one of the Floyd homes. Joe
That was
the
it.
landlord, and that's it, right?
Yes, that's the house.
65.
Yes.
Lagunitas are 50. That's
Yeah,
so great.
65.
That's awesome. Love that.
Yeah. And we had horses in the front yard there
Wow.
so this was,
from Forest Farms.
you had horses from Harold Gray?
In the wintertime, they would loan out the horses to the community.
I'll be darned.
I know who these are.
I do too.
This is
These are
the
the Umphresses.
Umphris family.
Dawn and Sharon.
Oops.
So
That's
Sharon-
Dawn and Sharon. I don't know the other woman, do you?
No, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, it could be Susie Lehrer, but probably not. But so they moved to Grass Valley. Don is still living there in Grass Valley. When they moved, we cavalcaded. One of the cars had a goat in it, another had chickens in it, and we drove up. We took all their stuff and drove up and camped on their land while they settled in. And Don is still there. Sharon died 3 years ago, I guess now. And they had another child after this picture was taken.
Wow.
I'm going to say something. They were our next door neighbors, and Sharon invited all the kids over to watch her give birth to that little baby up there. So that I got to see a live birth.
Yeah. That baby's name is Valley.
Wow.
She was named Valley for the Valley, but as a teenager, she changed her name. I can't remember what she changed it to, but she decided Valley was too hippie for her.
Christy reminds me of that description of a live birth. That was a big thing at that time. There were others that interested in doing that. I didn't realize Christie's had participated, but that was a big deal. Oh, that was a big talk around in women's circles at that time. I didn't remember that, but thank you for mentioning that.
And I saw a live birth in that same house where the Jenkins, David and Melanie Jenkins had their baby, and I was like 7 years old watching the baby be born upstairs in that same house. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Oh,
No, we're,
I think I know what this is. This is Gypsy. Heather, who has the Facebook site, Daluz Jansen, that's her mother, the woman that has the handkerchief on her head. That's Gypsy.
Wow.
I think that's probably one of the cleanup days. We had cleanup days where we loaded all the stuff and brought it down to where the Forest Knolls Park is now.
Oh, that explains a future photo in here, I think. I've been wondering about that. We'll see that. Oh,
There you go. There it is.
Hey, it's Larry's Market.
I'm so happy, Amy, you did something else with that spot.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit nicer now. Larry's Market, that means that this is before we moved to the valley, because that painting on that building was not there when we first moved here. So that's before 1973. Is that possible?
Yes. Yeah. There was a butcher shop in that Larry's. Oh, there's a famous person.
we have leapt to, obviously it's Jerry Garcia.
yeah, that's Jerry Garcia. Yeah.
showing his technique.
Is that the Woodacre Improvement Club?
That's a good question. Is this the Woodacre Improvement Club?
I don't know, because now I see the power lines in the background, because I always thought it was at the school. But I don't think that's a school. Those are maple trees.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's at the Woodacre Improvement Club.
I think you're right.
I think he can play guitar better than baseball.
I agree.
Is that Terry Haggerty's the catcher? I remember somebody mentioned.
I don't think so.
Oh, Hank is saying it is at Woodacre, and Jasper Thalen said it's the Woodacre ball field as well.
Okay. And does anyone know who this slugger
Oh,
is?
that just meant the one before, I think, was Pigpen. Isn't that Pigpen?
Go back.
Well, the one before was Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, but now this guy who looks like he can hit the ball.
You think?
Who is that?
That's the Grateful Dead's drummer, Bill Kreutzmann.
Ah,
Yeah, that's what Jasper says too.
All right, we agree.
so we got,
Nice, Jasper.
this is a great photo,
That's a
by the way.
great photo, yeah.
I think this is up where Open Classroom is now.
Is it possible that's Derek Soeth, who's the pusher? It looks a lot like
Oh.
Derek to me. Christy, what do
Could
you think?
be.
No, this is older.
Older, okay.
Yeah.
That's right out of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Now that's Glenn Woodruff again, the pianist.
No, I think Hank told me he was from New York. Is that true? Maybe that's,
I think he was down from San Luis Obispo, somewhere down there. I don't think that he wrote those. I don't think he wrote that.
you don't think that was his own
No.
commentary?
Ah,
That's part of town.
Oh, wow.
That's part of
That's an
town.
oldie.
yeah.
Wow.
Aw.
Oh, I recognize that guy.
Yeah,
Who is he?
Is that Cody's dad? Isn't that Cody Goldberg's dad?
Yeah, on the right. Yeah, that's Herbie Goldberg on the right.
Oh,
I think Jasper said it was Herbert Goldberg.
hey, I see Jasper's dad now, and I see Larry Stogsdale.
oh. Oh.
He was our postmaster in Lagunitas.
So the
Wow, cool.
white is Jasper's dad.
I would say that.
Oh, and the
Striped
striped
shirt.
shirt in the back. Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. Oh,
Yeah, there's just a few of the Vietnam era demonstration photos in here.
and there's Gary Giacomini. And
And is Gary the one above the V?
yes,
Okay,
kind of off to above the F.
okay, yes.
Um,
And there too.
yes, and Jane Rawlinson.
Oh, wow. Is that Jane Rawlinson?
Yes.
And the rest of the community.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I see Jim Brown. I recognize him. I think this is from, it looks like the Woodacre. Like they're going from Woodacre to San Geronimo on Sir Francis Drake Boulevard.
You know what this makes me think? I think that the community center needs to have an exhibit that's called Demonstrations in the Valley.
Ah,
Because they're, starting, this might be the beginning, but think about all the different times that we have walked down this, the road with signs, all the different events. It would be really fun to have an exhibit that showed those from the cancer ones, the
Right.
cancer, and then this summer, the demonstrations. It would be fun to see. And then the children at the side of the road at various times with signs.
mm-hmm.
Up to
That's a
you.
really great idea. Very good idea.
Yeah,
right
we
up
should
to the,
talk to Anita to get some of the recent kid ones, because that's great.
Ooh. Okay. I think that's a weaver in the ones with the circles in back of Never War. That's, and I think the kid in the foreground that's out of focus looks like a Brown, looks like Matt Brown to me.
when you say Weaver, do you mean like Weaver Skull?
Weaver that where Bob Penner lives now. The Weavers lived up there. And she taught some things at the community center
So you're
about piano or voice lessons or something. I remember being in a class with her. She was a teacher.
Mary
Weaver.
Mary Weaver.
Oh, look, you can see the old house down there. That's Roy's dam house. Before they moved it for the movie.
Oh, yeah, I love that house. Yeah, I did. I loved it. I was so sad to see it gone.
So you remember?
I know.
Oh, totally.
That's a nice shot.
I think, whoops. I think we're about to see something Gene was commenting on is the angry mob from the valley. Is this part of disgruntled Valleyites or something?
What, a conflict in the valley? I can't believe it.
Well,
This
so I'm
was a
wondering, what was
meeting-
this about? What was this? And then the next is the,
Oh, that's what I like. I like the different shoes. And you see, that's how you can tell the different, opinions, I thought.
so what is this about? What are they meeting for?
They are meeting to object to the board, the school board leasing me the center.
Oh,
This was in 1968, when the hippies came out from the Haight-Ashbury and descended on the valley. Innocent Gene, wanted to save the community center. And when I spoke up about it, I worked it out with where I would get a year's lease to operate the community center, we call it today, but at that time I called it the San Geronimo Valley Arts Center. I wanted an art center because we didn't have art at school. And this was an opportunity to do that. When the hippies came out, the art center started to also teach macrame and leather work and all kinds of little craft things. These people totally lost it. They saw people sleeping in the hills, and they needed to focus on somebody to get angry at. And they decided to focus on my art center. And so they came to this meeting and in force, they had a little petition. They wanted the school board to make the community center be a police substation. And so that's what the discussion was about. And my husband, Lee, and Harlan were taking photos of these folks. And I'm not sure if you'll see what happens next, but I'll tell you what happens next. And the shoes. Yes, the wonderful shoes.
And the looks like the photo was taken at the Lagunitas multi-purpose room.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, and it was packed. The room, someone told me they'd never seen so many people attend a meeting, but I'll tell you, every person that couldn't understand what was going on in the Haight-Ashbury were totally amazed that people would sleep in the hills and sleep under the Forest Knolls Bridge. Oh, that was a biggie. The Forest Knolls Bridge, oh man, that was a big deal at that time.
They referred to it as the trolls underneath the bridge.
That's right.
Gene, did this group call themselves the San Geronimo Valley Association?
Yes. No, French. No, they were the homeowners association.
Homeowners Association, San
Yeah,
Geronimo Homeowners.
yeah, they were the homeowners association. And matter of fact, when I came here, I wanted to be a member of the homeowners association, and I was. But when this happened, they had a meeting at a house in on Arroyo Road. I asked Len Berardi, who's not here now, to come with me to that meeting because they were going to discuss whether or not I should be a member in good standing. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but Lynn and I sat on the piano bench, and there was this room of 8 people from the homeowners association. Oh, and they discussed me. They had very mean things to say about my character and my teachers that I hired that were going to teach the kids to smoke marijuana. I mean, it was pretty exciting. I got kicked out and laughed my way out the door, but that was another story.
Got the last laugh, Jean.
Yeah. I think so, Amy. I think so. Yeah. When you look at today, that's right. When you look at today and what it's become, well, let's see. You've got any more pictures of these guys?
No, that's why I mean, it kind of,
Oh,
no. So I'd love to know what happened.
you don't have. Oh, then I have to tell you. Lee and Harlan took pictures of these folks, not just their feet, but of their faces and angles and the anger in their faces. They really, they captured close-ups. And you know, here's what they did with it. This is what you need to know. They went down, Harlan and Lee, well, Lee had his dark room at the time also. They produced the photos. Both of them went down to the Lagunitas store, which was owned by Barbara Scott at the time and somebody else, I can't remember who. And they took the photos in and asked Barbara if they could put the photos in the window. Oh, sure, Barbara said, that's fine. So Harlan and Lee, I helped a little bit. I brought the tape down and they put the photos up in the window. Well, one of the people that had come in was a real staunch from Woodacre. They didn't like the store in Woodacre. So they'd come out to Lagunitas and they were getting some, I don't know, something from the store. And they saw the photos. Oh, they went back in. Can I use your phone? We didn't have cell phones then. Can I use your phone? They called up some of these people. They came down. They looked at the photos of themselves with these harsh faces and their shoes, and they demanded that Barbara take those photos down. She refused to do it. She said, I like those photos. And they're going to stay up. They were livid, absolutely livid. They were left up maybe 7 days. We never heard of the end of it for 7 days, but oh, that's a wonderful story. I hope you have some of the photos that we had, Lee, and we don't have them anymore, but Lee and put up. They had a ball. They just had a ball doing that. Wonderful.
Yeah, so Dave, Gene, is it true that at the next meeting after that, Gary Johnson just gotten on the school board and then he cast the deciding vote?
Yes.
Put it in the majority?
Oh yeah, yeah. They it was really it's funny. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I had never been accused. I mean, I'm a good person. I wanted to teach kids art. And here was this whole thing that came down on me. I didn't have a clue about politics, but I knew what was right and wrong. And I knew it was wrong to destroy the center. And so I had to speak up in my own little way. I learned techniques much later on. In those things, it was just a head and heart coming together and say, you cannot destroy this building. You just can't do that. And I'm going to rent it. And whatever you do, you sort of go through this. And these folks here, they were also going through a change in their life they didn't anticipate. They did not know how to handle these people. When we had a picnic on the field before it was nicely manicured and all, we would have picnics and parents would come together and people would bring food and the homeowners, they understood potlucks, but they couldn't fathom people just bringing food to anybody and that it was free to anybody. They couldn't get that. That really bothered them. They didn't have control over it. It was a very free, very loose kind of thing. They had no control. They couldn't handle it. And those of us who were there, I don't know when Amy came or folks came, but wow, it was a learning experience. That was all new to all of us, all new.
Wow.
I could go on and on, but I better.
Very different.
Well, I
Well,
hope
I think it's fascinating to hear what people think about it. So thank you, Jean.
Yeah.
Gene, I hope that you're talking to Owen Clapp about this, because this is a piece of the history that he really should get down in his San Geronimo history piece, because this was a tremendously formative moment in our valley. If it hadn't gone that way, we might have been similar to Marinwood or someplace like that. You know, that pivot was the first pivot, and then things grew from there. But if we hadn't kept the art center, I don't think any of the other things would have happened.
Interesting.
Right.
I did invite Owen Clapp. I was hoping he was going to attend today, but yeah, this is right up his alley in terms of documentation of the valley.
Can I say something about Harlan's photos?
Yeah.
I love the history. It's amazing in the way he captures people's character. But equally, I'm so amazed at how he captures the light in photos. Every one of his photographs, the blacks are black and the white are white and everything in between. When I try and do black and white photography, it always ends up looking more gray. What he does, but it's so beautiful. I mean, look at this picture, the way he catches the light there in that.
That's
Yeah.
a good observation. That's accurate. Yeah.
Who is that?
Oh, that's Marilyn Mcgrew and her husband. I can't remember his name, Mcgrew?
She showed up a couple of years ago in, I don't know where she is, but she was here briefly, at least if she's not living here, and participated in one of our annual photography shows.
Yes, I invited her today. But she doesn't have a computer. So,
Oh, it's too bad.
but if you're recording this, I can get it to her.
That's
We're
right.
recording it and it'll go up on the virtual event library on our site. And now we have this slideshow. So for family members, Laura, it sounds like you don't have some of these. Jean, you're welcome to, I'll email it to you guys.
Perfect.
And getting back to the commentary about the quality of his work, what I really like is how well he captures people without them looking stilted or feeling like they're being photographed. I mean, he really could capture people in very candid ways.
I actually think that's a tribute to, oh, there's Laura and Ellen. That's beautiful. That's Laura.
Yeah.
Mom Ellen.
Yeah.
I think that Harlan, it's his personality. The reason he can capture people the way that he does is because people liked being with him. You just were happy being around him. That's what I think anyway.
Oh, that's a critical observation. That's absolutely true. That was one thing about Harlan that I observed also in a very unassuming, casual way. He managed to, by his personality and the kind of looseness that was always accepting. If somebody wanted to do something sort of silly or crazy, that was okay with him. He played a ground, I wouldn't say a middle ground exactly. He knew where he wanted to go, but he was very casual about it. People accepted him he was never a threat to anyone, well, except for some of the people I pointed out earlier, but he was, there was a niceness about him and an acceptance that he conveyed that people welcomed and took the next step themselves. He allowed that to happen through his kindness of spirit and the kind of person he was. Very interesting guy. I loved him. Yeah, I loved him.
That's Marilyn Mcgrew again, too. I think his name is Mcgrew. Okay. Oh, okay. This is Judy. Judy Wirtz is right in the middle. And my sister's on the end. And that's my house.
Hey, and is that Anne McLean second from the right?
I don't think so. Anne came along more like in the 1980s. about 1980.
Right, no, this is much earlier.
I'm in that house right now. This is the house. Okay. Oh, these people are famous. That's Bia. And then the other guy
His
is
name
a
is
very
Jack,
famous guy.
yeah, Jack Jackson.
Yeah. Tell us about him.
Well, he was originally from Austin, and he came out as part of the association with the Family Dog and Chet Helms. And I think he might have been the art director on the posters. He was actually kind of their accountant. I know that, but he's kind of known first for underground comics and for the formation of a publishing venture called Ripoff Press. And then, but probably his real claim to fame was a collection of historical comic books and graphic novels he did later. Blood on the Moon and Los Tejanos and this sort of thing. And I don't know that he ever lived in the Valley. I know he lived in San Francisco and he died in Texas, went back to Texas. But yeah, he was pretty well known for especially for the historical work he did later.
Did you meet him when you were working at Ripoff Press?
Yeah.
Which Pia is that?
Oh, it's Bea, like B-E-A.
Yeah, I think her last name was Bonini or something to that effect.
Oh. Yeah, Marilyn Mcgrew knew the whole story behind these people.
That's I was telling Rebecca, Jackson actually had a muscular problem. He had all kinds of muscle, transplants or something. I mean, because he actually did have he's not just clowning there. He's kind of showing off. But so when he did all these drawings, he had to hold the pen in a very kind of complicated way, and it took him a very long time to do artwork. And he was very productive, so he spent a lot of time at it. I can suggest that.
Oh, this is another famous artist.
Wes Wilson,
Yeah, Wes Wilson.
Colin.
Colin and Fiona and Wes and Eva.
Oh, Wes Wilson. He used to like to play. I played pool with him down at Forest Knolls there in the saloon. He loved to play pool. He's very good at it too.
That's fine.
And his wife was beautiful, beautiful woman.
And I guess most people, Wes Wilson was kind of the true pioneer of the Fillmore posters. He evolved these, the so-called psychedelic lettering that he kind of borrowed from Art Nouveau and Jugendstil.
Oh yeah.
And he, I guess he left and went into ceramics and what have you, right? That's what I heard.
Hmm.
One thing is one of his last posters, he died last January, by the way, but one of his last posters that I am aware of was done for the community center for the International Day of Peace Festival one year with Moon Alice, and he did about 2015 or so.
Oh.
Just a footnote.
That's Daniel Hershoff.
And yeah, who are these people?
I don't know who that one is. Maybe Hank will tell me on my phone. Oh, and that's somebody who's watching right now. There's Chuck again.
That last picture, can you go two back? That's not Walt Dixon, is it?
No. It kind of looks like a gardener to me. There's a large family named the Gardeners in San Anselmo. Kind of looks like a gardener, but I'm not sure. I'll take a picture though. There we go.
You don't think it's Mel Dixon?
No.
Okay.
That's close.
And the young woman, who's that?
That's Carol. Our sister Carol. Okay, there's Judy again and her two children, Liz and Laura. There they are again.
We lost her a couple of years ago.
Yes. There's Laura and Judy.
Oh, what a nice shot.
Yeah, Judy Escobar. Oh, this, I believe, is Jeff Bernstein, I believe.
Yeah,
Is it
I'm pretty sure.
really?
That's very
Oh my God, I see him.
dark. Look at that, Lee.
That's one of those photos that it took me
Friend.
days to recognize.
Is that Laura with him? I don't know.
No, I think it's a different woman.
France. Marie France.
Oh, oh, that's wonderful.
That's me.
That's great.
People change.
That's a great
Yes.
photo.
That's funny.
I miss you, Alexander.
You too, you too,
Laura.
Laura.
Yeah. So that's my sister Carol. Now, who is this?
Wow.
I don't know who these are. That's my brother Joe and our uncle Pudley, Jack,
It's a great picture.
and our cousin's in the background, Jill.
Ah,
What a fun shot.
That's me at the upper playground where open classroom is now.
that's a really great photo.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's name is Normal. That's on Lagunitas Road. And what was the daughter's name? Mousy or something. Mouse and Normal.
Oh.
I think her name is Suzanne, and I think she was in the Glide Memorial Choir.
Ah,
So do you think your dad took this shot?
Yes.
Yes.
I think there's a couple of Glide Memorial shots in here.
I was
I don't
wondering
know.
if it was Janae Warner. The woman looks so much like her daughter.
It's not, it's too early. He wasn't in the valley at that point. The man looks familiar to me, but I can't place who it is.
Okay, that's Glide Memorial. That's some of the guys that sang in the choir. Wow. Oh, you know where this is? This is at the laundromat by the 7-Eleven.
Oh,
I don't know. That's Kathleen. She was a carpenter. Maybe when Chuck was around, I'm not sure.
Nope, nope.
There's Chuck.
Yeah.
I love the septic salute.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's Jesse Salcido.
Submarine.
you don't get many shots of septic tanks. I think the valley really needs a better documentation of the septic systems, I think. It's a big topic, but no one photographs.
Great.
Oh my, this was before open classroom.
That was a big question I had. Rebecca and I were talking about this because it's supposedly the first day of school, literally the kickoff day, but it's before the open classroom then.
Yes, definitely before open classroom. It was like, I was in 2nd grade and I went to open classroom in the 6th grade. So 4 years before open classroom.
And we did raise the flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. I remember doing that with Mr. Roach.
Oh.
And that's open 1966, right?
No, I think it's a little later.
As far as I know, 66 is when the building opened.
Oh. I don't recognize the people.
It looks very openish.
Yeah, this is the first playground that
Yeah.
was built with the help of the Lions Club. We were just beginning to put that all together with a small grant from the school board. There was nothing for the nothing for the children. So I designed a playground, and who was that? Mitty. Then Mitty, he and his crew and a Lions Club came and built it. The only thing missing here, we didn't have the slide down yet, it had not arrived, but they were beginning to build it. The playground, that little playground on the edge of the forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the Millar family. And the Millars live in here, a couple Millars. John, I think Millar lives in Lagunitas.
Yeah, he does.
Which one is he? Joe Millar. What, Jasper? So Joe Millar lives in Lagunitas?
No, John Millar is our neighbor up on East Ventura.
So which one is he in this group? Is he the older one or one of the younger ones in front?
I think there's a confusion. Joe Millar's family lived here at that point, and they lived in Woodacre. John
Right.
Millar grew up in San Anselmo, as far as I know. So I think that there's two Millars, the same name, but they're not. They may be related in some distant way. But I don't think this is John Millar's family. I think this is Joe Millar's family.
I don't know these people, I don't think. Oh, this is Valerie and Gregory. And they lived, I think they lived in the city, but they came out to visit their uncles and, or their sisters that were older. The Jenkins.
Yeah, Melanie's brother, my mom said.
That's Gregory.
Yeah, Melanie, yeah, and sister. Valerie and Gregory. And then it was Melanie and Stephanie that lived in Lagunitas. And Melanie lived next to you guys, Melanie Jenkins.
And they were the ones who lived in that house before the Humphreys.
Yes.
Whose birth he watched.
Oh, that's my sister and I and our neighbor, Becky Leitch.
That's great.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, guess who this is?
Is that Richard?
Yes.
Oh,
So great. Is that Liza on his knee?
Uh-huh. And Diane, just a minute. Richard, no, what was Richard's wife's name? Donna.
Donna, right, Donna. And of course, that's Bryn.
And Bryn, yes.
That's right. That is Donna Sloan.
Yes.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, just before. Oh.
Donna Sloan did the reindeers that we still use for the holiday fair and a lot of other art around here.
Yeah, she did murals in the bathrooms, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of graphic artwork and stuff elsewhere.
Oh, I know who this is. Does anybody know?
To me, like
Marilyn Milos.
That's what I was going to say. It's the Milos family.
Yeah, and Troy Edmonston and Kate and their older brother, I can't remember his name. And Matt, I think, is the kid, the little kid. And that's the father. Something happened to him.
Cancer.
I think that's Matt's father.
His name was, oh gosh, his name just went out of my head, but he died of cancer.
Looks familiar, can't figure it out.
Yeah, I wondered about that one.
Oh God, the head looks like it's floating.
It's Sharon, my mom just said.
Sharon.
Sharon. Go back. That's Sharon from the preschool.
Doesn't that look like Sharon?
Oh, you're wrong.
And Jim?
Maybe
sorry.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know these people. Oh, that is Gypsy.
She was on the truck then.
Yeah.
There's some really good photographs of Gypsy, but I'm not sure that they are okay to show. But they're really well done.
That will be the sequel. We haven't, we didn't, we weren't provided with
Chris, Laura.
That's Heather Jansen's mom?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Gypsy and Joaquin, and they lived in a gypsy van up your road, right where the Pickens lived.
Oh, great.
I don't know. Looks like the Lagunitas store in the background. That might be Joey Tansey.
Yeah, Joey.
Roberta Tansey's brother. Roberta Bickle. That's me.
Oh, look at that.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's me.
Love
I
it.
don't know. Hank's doing this to me to embarrass me. But okay.
Oh, that's a great shot.
I think this might be out in Nicasio. There were some old houses. Oh, this looks like Moon Hill before there was grapevines on it.
See?
I don't know that woman.
Nice picture.
Well, that one's tough. That is Melanie Jenkins.
Are you sure? I think that's her sister. And I just
Stephanie. Stephanie had blonde hair and Melanie had brown hair.
Yeah, but
And then we saw Valerie and Gregory earlier, that they were much younger.
But Stephanie had the very, very long hair. I don't think Melanie ever had hair that long. That's why I think
They both, but at this time, they both had the long hair, but
Okay.
Stephanie always had blonde hair. Really light. Remember Max? Her children, she had 2 children that were just white blonde.
Yep.
Both nice.
Maybe that's Chuck again. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Another-
Ah,
And what body of water?
right, because we're not allowed in the lakes, you know. She's been in a lot of the photographs and I don't know who she is. Not in these photos. This is the same woman. This is the turnoff to go into Point Reyes, and I believe it's still there. That barn, like if you come from Nicasia Reservoir and go to Highway 1, which is just north of Point Reyes, and then you go down to Point Reyes to the left. I think that's Joaquin. Gypsies, that's Heather's father, his hands. Oh. Well, Joe is here now. Joe might know the answer to this. There's some story. I know Hank knows a story about this one.
Joe doesn't know the answer.
Well, I think it was somebody's girlfriend and that guy kind of took over or something. I don't know. That is Roy's. There's Roy's mansion before they took it away.
I love that house.
Me too. Say thanks.
Me too. Oh, this I think is out in Point Reyes
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Maybe.
by the Caltrans station.
It said Point Reyes on the side there of the.
Oh, by the Caltrans station, just north of the Caltrain station, I think you can still see them. That must have been where they hung out.
Still?
Well, I don't know. That might be 30 or 40 years ago.
The library, they used it as a library.
Oh.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Look carefully at the sign. It says Point Reyes, and then underneath it, it says free, and that's a big piece of word library.
Yeah.
That's
right. They moved that train car to downtown Point Reyes Station, and it was a library for a while.
but and then they moved the library to the little shops. But now it's train cars still in existence somewhere in a railroad museum.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
I wondered what happened to it. Yeah. For a long time, it was in very good shape.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen that.
Out of place.
Now, this is the gardeners. And so that, okay. Derek is on by the wheel well. And his sister's still around, and his brother is a musician with like, who is it? Zappa or something.
Oh.
Derek, I don't remember. The Gardeners band at their eviction party. Oh, so they had 10 kids. They lived by off of San Samuel Avenue, I believe. Hank knows. Tunis. Oh, Derek Tunis is his name.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Tunis, he sang for Elvis Costello. I mean, played bass for Elvis Costello.
Oh.
Yeah, Scott Tunis, Howie knows, plays.
Yes, Scott Tunis.
Yeah.
That's his brother.
Yeah, he was with Zappa, yeah.
Aha. I think there was a live band at the upper campus, and I think this was women kind of taking a nap while the band is happening.
That's interesting.
And there's Ron, and then there's Jeff Davis's mother, Helen Davis.
Who's that?
And that's Ron Thalen.
Yes,
and
right.
Helen Davis.
Okay.
And Jeff Davis grew up here, and he likes to talk to Owen Clapp a lot on Facebook.
I've been wondering about this one.
I don't know him. Looks like a piano in the back of a truck, though, kind of. The back of a piano.
Good point.
Oh, so this is the Derek. There's the gardeners, and the person in the foreground is
Carol.
No.
No?
Claire Kunst.
Oh.
You know, Kunst brother painting, you know, Kunst's. So anyway, she lives in our valley now.
Yeah.
Oh, so Christy Newick's gonna love this because these are all the kids she grew up with on Lagunitas Road.
Yeah.
So you tell us these people.
Okay, is that Joe?
Yes.
And then that's Barbara Greenberg's daughter Pam on the bike, and then that's Bert Greenberg, Barbara's husband. There's Kate. I'm Frank. Caitlin Ackerman, and
that's Fiona Wilson.
And then Bob Nelson. Bobby, maybe?
No, I think that's Robin.
Robin, and then there's Barbara Greenberg's face back there. And there's Carol or Laura, you're back there.
Yep.
I don't know who that boy is.
I can't see him well enough because all of our faces.
That was our 4th of July parade that we had every year, or we all did every year.
Are you talking about the boy with the stripes?
Yeah, do you know?
Yes.
That's Adam. That's Adam Greenberg. Isn't it?
No, because Pam was older.
Oh, was Pam older than Adam? Oh, okay, then I'm wrong.
Christy, is Christy you in the picture?
I'm not in this picture. I see Sherry Stogg still back there.
Yes.
With the white shirt on. So that's that your house is on the old house is on the right. This is Maple Lane on the left.
Yes.
There was a lot of activity on that little road. Lagunitas Road.
Another familiar face.
I think that's Jean. Is that Jean?
Yeah.
That's Jean.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes, that's right, Laura.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is a kick. What a kick.
Well, so what's happening here, Jean?
I can't, I'm trying to, Laura, where's that rock?
That's up in the open classroom. Isn't that the rock?
It could be that big rock.
I think so.
I think you might be right. Okay. Oh, these are people. Okay. I think that's kind of near where you said they were building, that Van Mitty was building the playground kind of next to the woods. So that kind of looks like those woods in the background.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, we had a big crowd. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure, not sure.
These are people that we visited in England. So I don't, nobody knows them.
Is this photo by Hank or by Harlan?
I think it's by my father because I went to England with them that trip and Hank didn't.
Okay. This is another one we had a lot of questions about, but
I don't know.
114. Any clue?
Oh, cute.
Oh, well, that's my father. And they look like they're waiting for something.
That's a great shot.
well, I like the Jehovah's Witnesses publications.
Oh, that's what it's about, huh?
Oh, it's wake twice.
Yeah. I think this is the concluding photo, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Beautifully done. Yay.
And obviously there's
Hey.
probably hundreds more that well, hey, Laura, thank you. And Jane, well, actually thank everyone who chimed in there to kind of fill in the blanks. I've had a lot of questions about those photos, so I learned a lot anyway.
I think we still have some questions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been a real pleasure. I'm glad that people had a chance to see this. And again, we've recorded this, so it will be on the on the website in a section called the Virtual Video Library. So it's going to be archived. And actually, we're hoping to archive all of the artist salons that we do during this virtual period, so that they'll all be kind of a document. So you can check those out as well. And again, we're going to do this every month. So March 14th, I think, is the next one. And we'll have Gaetano Di Felice as our guest artist. And any artists who are interested, please let me know, because we just hope to kind of continue with this and maybe have dialogues between artists or presentations, whatever we can do that can kind of help bring people back around, since we're all a little bit locked into one degree or another. Anyway.
Well, and I'm kind of wondering if we should do this again in 6 months. It sounds like there's a lot more photos, and I know that there was a lot more that, I mean, this was incredible. As someone who's not lived here 50 years, this has been amazing. So, possibly I'd love to, Laura, talk with you and with Joe, who I'm so happy to see I haven't seen in so long. It'd be great to figure out how to kind of do this more. This was awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be great. And yeah, I'm really pleased to see a lot of people that I haven't actually seen in a long time. I see True and so many people from the senior lunch and elsewhere. It's really been great to have a chance to at least see your faces. Anyway, thank you. I'm pretty much done at this juncture. If anyone wants to chat a bit, feel free to continue.